Welcome back to another predictions video where today I'm going to be predicting the scores of week 3 of this 2022-2023 Premier League season. As you notice, Nathan isn't with me this evening. He's busily preparing for the Cardiff City versus West Bromwich Albion live stream as we're recording on Wednesday evening. Before I get on to this week's predictions as well, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on last week, because unbelievably, somebody came away with 5 perfect scores, and that was Sportcat 0-1. Yes, Sportcat 0-1, 21 points overall. So congratulations on that haul. Nathan came away with 7.5 points, and I came away with 8.5 points and 2 perfect scores. So looking at the leaderboard now for this season over at the Superbru website, Sportcat 0-1 has shot up the table into first position with 27 points overall. Nathan's currently in 77th position on 12 points, and I'm in 60th position on 14.5 points. So it's all to play for. Let's all see if we can catch up with Sportcat 0-1 by getting down to business. So first up on Saturday lunchtime live on BT Sport, we've got Spurs coming up against Wolves. Spurs carving out that late 2-2 draw against Chelsea last weekend, when really Chelsea should have won that game. Wolves, I think for them it was a draw, wasn't it, last time out? Currently find themselves in 14th position. They drew 0-0 against Leeds, of course. So for this one, I think at home and the way they're currently playing, I do imagine that Spurs will come away with a victory. I think they're fairly tight at the back as well, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win. And Nathan agrees, however, he thinks Spurs will concede in this match, and he's gone for a 2-1 victory to Spurs. Wolves this season don't look too clever in front of goals, so can't really see them scoring anything or more than 1 goal in this match. Next up, we got the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, which sees Crystal Palace taking on Aston Villa. Crystal Palace, a very good away draw against Liverpool on Monday evening, and consider themselves unfortunate not to gain all 3 points there, with Zaha almost adding a second goal to his first one where he hit the post. Aston Villa last time out beating Everton, their first points on the board for this season. I think it's going to be a tight match. I think Palace at home, Selhurst Park, I think they will get all 3 points, but I think they will concede as well in this one. I'm going for over 2.5 goals, and I'm actually going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Eagles. Nathan, on the other hand, he thinks it's going to end up all square this one, and he's gone for a 1-1 scoreline. Next, also at 3 o'clock on Saturday, we've got Everton coming up against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest gaining their first points of the season in a 1-0 victory against West Ham, where a lot of people saying they were fortunate in that match. And Everton currently find themselves 3 places from the bottom of the table, 0 points, and last time out they lost against Aston Villa. In this one, I can see this one going over, either way. I think both teams will score in it. I like Forest, the way they're playing. They're finding it a little bit difficult at the moment, but coming up against an Everton side who look absolutely dreadful. I'm going to actually go for an away victory in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 scoreline to Nottingham Forest. And Nathan agrees with me, but he thinks that Forest are going to keep a clean sheet in there. Neco Williams looking really good at the moment, and he's gone for a 2-0 away win to Nottingham Forest. Next, we've got Fulham coming up against Brentford. Brentford absolutely humiliating Manchester United last weekend, 4-0 up at half time. They came away with that 4-0 victory in the end, keeping a clean sheet as well against the Red Devils. And Fulham, 2 draws on the bounce so far against Liverpool themselves at home, and a 0-0 draw away against Wolves last time out. This one's going to be tight. A lot of people, I think, are going to be tipping Brentford in this one, especially after that victory last time out. But I think this one's going to end up all square. Fulham are going to or I should imagine they're going to try and make Craven Cottage a fortress this season. They don't want to become a yo-yo club, or they are actually a yo-yo club, aren't they? So I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline in this West London derby. Nathan, however, he thinks Fulham are going to gain all 3 points in this match, and he's gone for a 1-0 victory. Next we've got Leicester coming up against Southampton. Southampton not looking too good themselves, although in the last match they did gain a 2-2 home draw against Leeds United. I think they left that late for that draw though. In this one, Leicester City blowing a little bit hot and cold, aren't they? Currently find themselves in 15th position. Scoring goals, they've scored 4 goals in their 2 matches so far. A 4-2 defeat against Aston and a 2-2 draw at home against Brentford. So I can see them scoring at least a couple of goals in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to Leicester. Southampton aren't looking good at all, and Nathan agrees with a victory. He's gone for a 3-1 victory to the Foxes. Next we've got Bournemouth coming up against Arsenal. Now, in their first match of the season, Bournemouth gained that really good victory over Aston Villa, but last time out they were humiliated against the champions of Manchester City 4-0, who looked absolutely sumptuous. In this one, I think Arsenal, Jesus getting off the mark with his first goals of the season last week. And if you had him in your fantasy football team and you captained him, you were laughing because I think he scored 19 points, didn't he? In this one though, I think Arsenal can continue their early season form, and I can see the Gunners coming away with a 3-0 victory against the Cherries. Nathan, on the other hand, he's gone for one less. He thinks Arsenal are going to win this one 2-0. Next, we've got Leeds coming up against Chelsea. Now, Leeds United currently find themselves in 6th position, a 2-2 draw against Southampton last time out. Before that, they opened their campaign with a win against Wolves. In this one, Chelsea look really good against Tottenham, although in defence they're a little bit frail at the moment, but they are starting to show themselves difficult to beat. In this one, I think going to Elland Road, it's going to be a red hot atmosphere up there in Yorkshire, but I think Chelsea will come through victorious in the end, but it'll be tight, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win to the Blues. And Nathan agrees, however, he doesn't think Chelsea are going to concede in this one, and he's gone for a 2-0 away win to Chelsea. Next up, we've got West Ham coming up against Brighton. West Ham find themselves inside the relegation zone at this early part of the season, losing last time out away against Nottingham Forest, and prior to that it was a defeat against Manchester City. Brighton, on the other hand, just outside the European places at this early stage of the season, where they won one and drawn one. A good home draw against Newcastle, you could say 0-0 last time out. This one's going to be tight. The crowd at London Stadium should really get behind the Hammers in this one, but I'm liking the look of Brighton at the moment, how they're taking the game to the opposition, and I think they're going to come away with the points in this game in London. I'm going to go for a 1-0 away win. Nathan, on the other hand, thinks the Hammers are going to get their first points on the board of the season, and he's gone for a 1-0 home win to West Ham. Penultimate game of this game week sees Newcastle take on Manchester City, and this will really see how far Newcastle have come so far with the new recruits, although they are spending quite wisely and quite conservatively, you could say, in the transfer window at the moment. Manchester City looking absolutely fantastic. Haaland, although last weekend he only had 8 touches, people are saying in that last game, although he did contribute with an assist, and he did look like he could get on the score sheet at any time. I think Man City started the season well. I can see them running out 3-0 winners up there in the northeast at St James's Park. And Nathan agrees, however, he thinks it's going to be a real tight affair, but he sees the Citizens coming away with a 2-1 victory, and that will be their first goal conceded of the season. And the final fixture of this game week takes place on Monday, again for Liverpool, where they take on Manchester United, bottom of the league. Manchester United, you don't often hear those words in the same sentence, do you? Liverpool going forward, they got their injury woes at the moment. Mr. Klopp seems to be moaning here, there, and everywhere. Manchester United, all over the place, defensively bad. They can't play out from the back like the way that the Ten Hag wants to play at the moment. It's not looking great up there at Old Trafford. Looks like a few players want to leave the club. That includes the likes of Ronaldo, and I've heard that Maguire as well. Whether those rumours are true or not, I'm not sure. Liverpool, going forward, we saw the red card incident with Núñez last week, but I think they should have enough firepower to beat this Manchester United side. Last year in the same fixture, Liverpool came away with a 5-0 victory. I don't think it's going to be the same scoreline. I'm going to go for 2-0 away win for Liverpool in this one. Nathan agrees, however, he thinks they're going to give Man United a spanking, and he's gone for 4-0 to Liverpool. So that concludes our predictions for week 3 of this 2022-2023 Premier League season. As usual, make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Link in the description and the code as well, and I'll stick it on the screen as well if I can remember. Let's see if we can catch up with Sport Cats. Now, this coming weekend, myself and Nathan are going to be away at Aston Gate on Sunday afternoon, taking in the Bristol City against Cardiff City fixture, so there will be a vlog probably Sunday evening / Monday on Nathan's channel for that fixture. So once again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for submitting your scores over at the Superbru website and in the comment section, as well as we read each and every comment. But once again, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you all with Nathan hopefully in the next video.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah.